All right. I think we are live, or I am live. I want to take this opportunity, assuming we are live. Let me double check. Let me double check. Um, yes, we are live. So, anyway, what I am doing today is I'm going to go over these wonderful survey results because I have them now. And first thing I want to say is that you guys really participated in this survey. And what I mean by participation is we had 28 people fill these survey results out. And it was awesome. We had 32 users, 4 of you are bastards and didn't want to participate, but that's fine because you really don't have any say over what happens. But 28 out of 32 people participated in this, and I'm going to pat myself on the back with regards to this survey because, we've done polls in the past on random things, in the middle of the season on random issues, but I think this result is gonna, or this methodology is going to lead to the most accurate way for me to take the pulse of what's going on in the league and what people want. So I'm gonna go through each of these questions one at a time, go over the results, and then I am going to let you guys know after this wonderful Super Bowl is played today at 11 what changes you can expect to see for next season. So without further ado, let's get started. What is your opinion on the frequency of injuries in the CFM currently? You hear a lot of complaints about injuries in the chat, especially when people get hurt. I looked at it myself. Um, I did not believe testing. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I did not believe that injuries were any more significant, but I mean, it hurts when your player's hurt. So, at any rate, took a poll and pretty much 39% of voters, 11 people, thought there were too many injuries. 2 people said there were not enough injuries. They were just being jerks, but that's pretty much what's going on there. And 53% of people said they were fine with the frequency of injuries. If you combine the people who were fine with the frequency of injuries and the 2 people who said there were not enough injuries, you're talking about well over 60% of the league who was, at a minimum, happy with the frequency of injuries. So, long story short, I'm not touching the injury slider. Next question. Question 2. Now, this question is kind of moot at this point because they patched running. So, the question was the amount of rushing yards and plays per game are below average. Would you be in favor of 7-minute quarters for more realistic stats? Surprisingly, 53% of the league was in favor of 7-minute quarters. 2 people had no opinion. 11 people stated they were against 7-minute quarters. So, had that patch not just happened and made the running game beastly, I probably would have adjusted quarters or at a minimum adjusted the accelerated clock. But now we're kind of starting over because I don't really know what the stats are going to look like with this patch that has made the running game more effective. So um, at most, I may be inclined to adjust the accelerated clock runoff a little bit, but not doing 7 minutes. But thank you guys for participating. Had the running game stayed the same, I probably would have considered it. But here we are. Should owners be allowed to swap teams? 16 people voted yes, owners should be allowed to swap teams with some limitations. 3 people voted yes, owners should be able to swap teams without limitation. And finally, 9 people said nope, owners should not swap teams. More half the league says we should be able to swap. If you look at it overall, 19 out of 28 visitors say we should be able to swap. My problem with swapping is I can't police dudes who are out here paying to buy teams, and that has been an issue in the past. So, um, I'm gonna think about this. My gut instinct says do not allow swaps. But obviously the votes are pretty overwhelming that we should allow swaps. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do there, but right now I'm still on the fence. Even though I know a lot of you want to do it, I don't trust y'all, man. I don't trust y'all. Run into some technical difficulties loading the rest of this page now. Hold on a second. Come on, page. Let me try and refresh. Let's start over and see if we can get this thing. Oh, it logged me out. How about that? You logged me out, you stinky thing. So let me log back in. XLM. No, that's not it. SML Madden League at gmail.com. Next. And you guys know this password. Let me go in here trying to alter my survey results. Alright, back up now. Let's see if the rest of the survey will load. Okay. What is your opinion on the current trading rules? Option 1. They are too strict and need to be tweaked. 12 people, 42%. Option 2. They are too strict and need to be overhauled. Was 4. And 10 people said they are fine, leave them as they are. And then we had 2 people with no opinion. Um, so this is pretty close, which would lead me to believe that it probably should not be changed. However, there is a couple of small tweaks I'm gonna make to it. Very small, not significant, but I will probably move auto pass to 4 instead of 3, and I will probably do something to accommodate the trade scenario that Bahama brought up a couple times, where um, you would be allowed to do like a 90 and an 80 for 285s. I just think that's fair. So those tweaks may happen. Um, so yeah. Question 5. Are you happy with the amount of editorial content being provided? Chalk talk, crackback, power rankings. Split down the middle, 13-13, with 2 people who don't care. Um, we need more content. Always need more content. It's really a situation where um, I'm available to do 1 or 2 things per week, and we probably need some guest writers. I had a couple people whose names I'm not going to call who said, hey, I'm going to contribute some content, and that didn't happen. So if you're interested in contributing content, whether it be doing some type of radio show, podcast, writing a brief blog article or something to that effect, and it could be whatever you want, holla at me. But I will do the best that I can. Things have been kind of crazy, but probably could use more content. We're working on it. Question 6. Which gameplay sliders, if any, need tweaking? Overwhelmingly, 17 people said none. They are fine. I'm not changing the sliders. I just wanted to see where you guys' thoughts were on that. And then 6 said run block sliders, which have been adjusted by EA, I guess you could say in a sense. So this question's moot. Not changing it. 3 people said cover sliders. 1 said pass block. 1 said QB accuracy. These guys are just out here voting to be voting. Not changing any sliders. Question 7. Which XP sliders do you believe need modification, if any? Overwhelmingly, more than half of the people said none. They are fine. 2 for DB sliders, 4 for linebackers, 2 for DL, 5 for wide receivers, 3 for running backs, 4 for quarterback, and 7 of offensive line sliders are really the one category that had the most people who thought they should be changed. I personally believe offensive line sliders are still too low for reasons that I stated previously. I may adjust them 10 to 20 points just because offensive linemen have so many different stats that need to be improved. And I know my personal experience has been that despite focusing on them for a whole year, there just hasn't been significant improvement or any improvement, very little improvement with offensive linemen. And the recommended sliders that I Based mine on recommended the sliders be 200 for off offensive line. I think they're 160, so I may tweak those slightly. I probably will, not a lot, but slightly. So anyway, that's XP sliders. Rest of them I think are fine. Running backs, I think running backs are going to be an issue, but we'll see. Question 8. What are your thoughts on the broadcast policy? Pretty quick. Obviously, we know we got complaints about that. 14 people said keep it in place. 5 said get rid of it. 9 said they don't care. They don't care. Y'all don't care, man. So, I mean, if you look at it, you got 9, 50% plus 32%. 82% of the league either says keep it in place or they don't care. 5 people want it gone. We're broadcasting, folks. Mandatory. Question 9. Would you be, and this is just my question, I had a couple users ask about this, so I thought it would be a good idea to see what thoughts are. This is not something that I think I'm going to be able to do just because it's very difficult to police. Everyone would have to change this setting, and the only way you would be able to tell if someone's setting was off would be if they were streaming. Um, so non-streaming teams could cut theirs back on before the game. You wouldn't know. So it was an interesting vote, though. 12 people said yes, we should have previous play off. 12 people said no, we should not have previous play off, and 4 said I don't care. Um, I just really don't see a way to police this until EA makes it a global setting so that I can cut it off for everybody in the league. I don't like it. Um, I'd like to see it gone, but I'm not gonna police 32 people to make sure they're running this, so it doesn't matter. Question 10, the final question: do you prefer randomly generated draft classes, or would you prefer imported draft classes where the imported draft class is made known to all coaches? Overwhelmingly, more than half of the league said randomly generated draft classes. You total that with the people who don't care, and you got 21 out of 28 people who said either random or they don't care. 7 people wanted imported draft classes. I was kind of hoping you guys would vote for this because I think it will be pretty cool, but at the end of the day, you won't be able to scout. So, anyway, that's your poll results, guys. I thank you guys for participating. I'm going to do one of these after every season just to kind of get an idea where people are at. So anyway, we got a bowl coming up in about 9 minutes. I'm going to try to see if we can get this thing commentated. 11 o'clock makes it tough, man. I don't know why these dudes are playing so late, but we have the Titans and the Cowboys, which should be a good game. It is a rematch. I believe it is a rematch of Super Bowl 43. Let me double check. A rematch in the sense of not teams, but a rematch in the sense of you have BK Arsonist, a BK Arsonist coach team versus, I'm sorry, it wasn't 43, it was 42. So BK Arsonist versus Swagger, and BK won that Super Bowl 42, and we'll have another opportunity to do it here. But Swagger has impressed. He has a chance with Derrick Henry acting crazy in this new patch. He got patched up, and everybody else got patched down. I believe I heard Squirrel Bird say that. So it should be a good game. I'm gonna try to get set up over here. Tune in, guys. Hopefully, I can get you guys some commentary on it. All right, peace.